Tyajedekam kulasyate. And then kulam gramasyarthe tyajet. Gramam janapadasyarthe atmarthe prithvi tyajet.
We had this Subhashita.
Very profound shloka it is. Yeah, Haraprasad, go ahead.
Couple of things, Mahodaya. Going back to the word kalos me, so is my understanding correct? The kala was kala started at the time of Srishti, and kala ends when the jagat ends, when there is a pralaya. Is my understanding correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Srishti, when we say Srishti happened, if you say Kala must have started, was the first one to come.
Yeah.
Why it is the first one? Why not the last one to come? Why not second one to come?
I don't know. I don't know.
Pramanam, Taittiriya Upanishad. Tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhutaha. Panchabhuta. If you look at Panchabhuta, Akasha is first, then only Vayu, then only Agni, etc.
Yeah.
The subtlest of the Panchabhuta is Akasha. It has only one guna. One guna.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Therefore, and Akasha and the Kala comes in that category. Akasha means within brackets, we have to say Kala.
Okay.
Time and space. That's why time and space keep on saying.
Okay.
So time is not mentioned in the Shastra. Taittiriya Upanishad does not talk about time. But time is included in ours. Yeah.
Because of space.
Correct. Therefore, we know that space comes. Space is there. That's why the minute we wake up, only then space. Until then, there's no space, no idea of space there at all. And then you wake up, idea of space and time comes. Everything, space and time. Then ahankara comes. Then my identity comes. Then everything else comes. Then all the projects pending will come. Children, everything is there. All that comes. First, time and space.
Yeah. Dhanyavada, Mahodaya.
Yeah.
But there is also Mahakala, right? It is beyond. Isn't that relative time? This is relative time, right? With Srishti.
And Mahakala is what?
Mahakala is beyond that, like even through the manifestation and unmanifestation, right? Even after the pralaya, whatever.
Time goes on, right?
So your definition of Mahakala is time also, different type of time you're talking about? Is that
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, the time that is beyond the multiple srishtis.
So, time. The laya, pralaya means what? Pralaya means whatever we know of has become unmanifest. Correct? Unmanifest, not there as we know it. Like in our sleep, time is not there. Time is gone, but it's unmanifest. If it is gone completely, then it cannot come back. If something is gone completely, there's no chance of it coming back. Correct? That is why, same way, pralaya also, everything is unmanifest. Avyaktam. From vyaktam, everything has become avyaktam. The visible world has become avyaktam. The worlds that are not visible have become avyaktam. Time itself, which is a concept to begin with, there is no object called time anyway. But that also has become avyaktam. Avyaktam. Now pralaya. Then what happens? Then Bhagavan Sri Krishna is still there. and with his leg, a small baby with sucking his leg, right? And in a lotus leaf floating. That lotus leaf floating, Krishna means that Avyaktam, that consciousness is very much there. Seed is very much there. And then it comes back. Okay, then time will come back again. Okay, next Srishti, time has come. So you may see, this Mahakala, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. We can't say there is something in Avyakta that is not yet resolved. If that is what you're saying, there can't be a time that is not yet resolved. Pralaya means everything is gone. And time begins again. Takes a new beginning. From Avyakta, it becomes Vyakta. That is the meaning there.
It's like Turiya is in relation to the three states, right? So that's how I'm thinking of Mahakala as the underlying.
There can't be many underlying things. See, if there are many underlying things, then there will be competition between Brahma and Kala. Mahakala will fight. Wait a minute, I am better than you. Or okay, you had your share last Srishti. I will have to have my share now. All these arguments will be there. So we have to think about that. And Mahakala, I don't know. I've not seen Shankara analyzing that anywhere. I may have analyzed. I don't know. But
time is anadi, right? Anadi, in the sense it has got no beginning.
See, time cannot be anadi. That means you're saying Akasha is anadi, you're saying. Akasha is not anadi. What are the six anadis? What are the six anadis?
Brahman, Jiva, and
Avidya.
Jnana, yeah, ignorance.
Prakriti.
Prakriti, correct. So, Shadanadi. There is another shloka there. I am not able to. Tachitor yogaha. Jiva isho vishuddhachit. Jiva isho vishuddhachit. Tatha. Tachitor yogastatha. And then avidya.
Avidya, Jiva and Brahman, I thought, but what else could be there?
Jiva isho ho.
Sure.
Jivaha ishaha vishuddha chit. Jivaha ishaha vishuddha chit. And then tato jiveshayor bhida. Then jiveshwara bheda also is anadi. Okay. Then two more are coming. Avidya tachitor yogaha. Avidya and tachitor yogaha. Avidya and its association with, quote unquote association with.
Okay.
Shadanadi. These are the Shadanadayaha. Tadasmakam Shadanadayaha. Okay, I got the shloka as I was talking to you. Okay.
You repeat that shloka again,
Jiva
Jaykumar-ji?
Isho, you can Google it. Jiva Isho Vishuddhachit. Jiva Isho Vishuddhachit. Jivaha Ishaha Vishuddhachit. Jiveshayor Bidha Tatha.
Jiveshwaro?
Jiveshayor Bhida Tatha. Bhida Tatha. Jiveshayor Bhida Tatha. Jiveshayor Bidha Tatha. Avidya Tachitor Yogaha. Avidya Tachitor Yogaha.
Thank you.
Shadasmakamanadayaha. Shadasmakamanadayaha. You can memorize that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shadasmakam Anadaya. Asmakam. Our 6 Anadis are these. That's what they are, these 6. So Mahakala. Yeah, if you find a definition for Mahakala, let me know, Bhagya. We will we'll look
Yeah.
at it.
I was just like thinking about when you're talking about dharma today, like basically we don't have a like if there is a dharma yuddha, we have to like pick up sides. Looks like there is no choice. Like if you don't pick up a side, you automatically go on the side of adharma, according to what Sri Krishna says. Like for Arjuna, if he chooses to quit the war, it is adharma. So I guess if there is a dharma yuddha, everyone has to pick up a side.
See, there is no picking up side. You follow dharma or not, that's all.
Okay. But
Picking
say
a
like some people want to be neutral. For example, they say, I don't want to be involved, or they want to be political. Then they automatically get into the category of adharma.
very potentially, yes.
That's what I was asking. Because a lot of people do that, you know, they want to be like just apolitical, to say. But then they might end up harming like the establishment of dharma, like in the sense like they're not helping in any way or cause.
A commitment to anything other than dhamma is something like commitment to position, party, institution, anything. You can put anything after commitment. And if the word dharma is not there in that list,
Oh, okay.
then it is adharma.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, it is adharma. That's why the family conflicts arise like this. When somebody is supposed to have spoken, they did not speak for, oh, I love my child, therefore I didn't say it. This is typical. Oh, father will say this, mother will say like opposite. You can't do this. You have to condemn his act. No. He is a young boy. Young boy is a time you have to tell this. Otherwise, later on, it will not. It's too late. And so, sometimes family, multiple relatives are there. Both sides are there. Family is enough to practice all this. We don't need to go outside at all. Family is enough. All of you know that. And my family, your family, parents-in-law are there, and then their sisters, brothers are there. So many, it's complicated. That family network itself is enough for us to practice dharma. If we stand tall in our own family, I tell you, over. There is no, everywhere else we'll be fine. Nobody can shake us. Because that means what? My commitment is to dharma. I'll do the right thing. And I'll point out when things are not right, when it is my duty to point out. I won't point out when that's not my place to point out. But where I should point out, like Bhishma and others, they should have pointed out. Dhritarashtra should have pointed out. But he's a weakling. With dharma-wise, he's emotionally attached to his children. And so that ruined his own life, complete life of everybody. It is ruined. So, yeah, not speaking. Dhritarashtra did not raise a single weapon, but he's the cause of destruction.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Anuradhaji, go ahead.
I'm talking about the last class when we were talking about if people read the Leli Hasya and all those what Arjun is seeing of the God, and then people might say that, oh, your God is doing this and all that. Now, I didn't say anything that time, but after you clarified the meaning of the Shantam and all that, the Pratyak Chaitanyam, so it came to me, just tell me if I'm on the right side, that first of all, people should not pick one verse because you have to know the context. Like, why is he saying that? That's one thing. And here, what I understand is that Krishna is showing Arjuna the Baboharikam Satyam if he doesn't come to the Jnana Yoga through Karma Yoga. So when he, in the second chapter, he already talked about Jnanam. So he already said, and then because he knew that, okay, he's not getting it, so he needs Karma Yoga. So then through Karma Yoga, he has to fight. So that's the real picture that Krishna is giving, that if you do not follow that, like it's the dharma dharma again, follow that, then you will face all these things that you're scared now. Is that kind of the right thinking?
So we have to understand one thing. Yes, there is dharma, and all the things that Arjuna saw is not new at all. Destruction is not new to Arjuna. He is a Kshatriya. He sees blood every day. Potentially, depending on war situations, he's going to see blood. He's a protector of the nation. Therefore, for him, they learned. They're not learning underwater photography and all that. They are learning sword fighting and astras. They have mantra powered astras. This is what they learn. So they are out there to protect dharma, and if necessary, kill people to protect dharma. That is their job. Therefore, killing is not a problem for Arjuna. Massive destruction is not a problem for Arjuna. But he saw all kinds of stuff happening there. And all rishis are also dying, munis are dying, and like that he says. So for him, his idea of destruction was just the people around me, like that he was thinking. But this whole Jagat also can get swallowed overnight. Okay, that he didn't keep in mind. And he doesn't know what all is happening in this universe. He doesn't know that much about the universe. So he saw all that. Therefore, that part was shocking. He's not afraid of this war. Let's keep that in. Even though he saw all this, he's not afraid of this war at all. He knows what kind of destruction is going to happen. He knows very much. And he's not afraid of it. He's confused. He can't, that one guru in front of him is enough to confuse him, right? And so because that is how the situations like that. That when emotion eclipses reason, then fear and confusion is automatic. And Krishna is trying to say is let's be reasonable, is what Krishna is saying. Okay, that's Dharma's side. Now, if somebody says your God is a masochist, your God is a destructive God, etc. No, the answer is no. In our Dharma, God and I are not different. So he is saying you are destructive. By saying I am destructive, he is saying you are destructive. And America is destructive. What kind of destruction America has wrought in how many countries? We can give so many examples. So Krishna is only saying you are destructive. What can I do? I am helpless. I have given you dharma, but you're not. If you don't follow dharma, destruction is bound to happen, or at least undesirable, unwarranted destruction is bound to happen. And so, yeah, taking things out of context. Because your God is out there and doing remote control of things. For us, in our dharma, remote control does not exist. So like this, we can give many reasons and make them think a little. Make them think. Suppose we say, you are Jesus. You know what, that's a good way to make these fellows run for their life. This is blasphemy, etc. Okay, don't worry, I'll face the consequences, but this is what I'll say if you come to my house. Jesus, how can you be Jesus? You are a lowly fellow. No, I'm still Jesus only. Not my brother. You want to read it? Take this book. You want this book? Take it. He run away, because pastor did not train him for all these things. Pastor said, go and convert, give the Bible to everybody, tell about God's news, good news. And but this kind of bad news, they should know how to face. So give them some bad news also. So anyway, good. So Anuradha ji, let's hope that was somewhat of help. Huh?
Thank you. Thank you.
Correct. Taking things out of context. This is a game. This is a game that the West uses all the time. Of course, we are also victims of that, taking things out of context, taking things literally. How can Ravana have 10 heads? You have all these questions. So that they can be easily answered by saying there's certain things you can take literally or should take literally also. Certain things you cannot afford to take literally. Then the question becomes, who decides what to take literally and what not to take literally? God decides or what? Is there a book, a recipe book that says what? Literal, non-literal comes by wisdom, comes by jnanam. Somebody in our conversations also. Oh, Vikram is too good. He's a lion. He's a lion means what? Vikram is a lion. Vikram is my son. He is not a lion. So, what is a lion means what? Immediately people know how to interpret it. It's not literal. We do it all the time. We do it all the time in our conversations. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, these texts also, what makes you interpret properly, if you ask, the final vision of the Gita is what will make the person interpret things properly. That is only, otherwise it's not possible to interpret. Otherwise, you may go this way, that only the person who has the right vision can interpret. You know what? I think these words should be interpreted this way. Anybody can interpret those words anyway, okay? But based on the vision, this is the way I would interpret. Like that Swamiji would say. Why? Because the grand vision is there. Finally, what Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna is clear, crystal clear. This is Brahma Vidya. Yoga Shastra, Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Shastra. Therefore, is it Yoga Shastra category or Brahma Vidya category? First decide that. Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga? Decide it. Once you decide it, then you can interpret. So I think Swamiji has done wonders, is it not? By teaching like that. So Vaidya, go ahead.
So yes, Jayakumarji, what you just said and what Anuradha ji also said earlier, that reminded me of something what Puja Swamiji used to say quite often. He used to caution people against reading Bhagavad Gita on their own, right? And he used to say that unless you know the entire Bhagavad Gita, you can't understand a single verse by itself. And unless you know each verse, you can't understand the entire Bhagavad Gita. So it is a catch-22 situation. So what do? Then you have to go to a sampradaya with guru who has the entire vision. So who can, just like you're teaching, right? You're a sampradaya with guru. So you're teaching verse by verse, and we are understanding it verse by verse. So our vision is also improving. But if you pick a verse out of context, like say Wendy Doniger would do, you'll get nonsense out of it, right? And she'll mislead others also, and she'll create her own, parampara.
Correct. Sampradaya.
Right. So I guess that was a point I think Anuradha ji was making, and you also made elaborately in your response.
Yeah. Sampradaya. Because the vision is not there. When we study Bhagavad Gita, we don't have a vision. So that's why Shraddha is so important. Shraddhavan labate jnana. Shraddha, because apparently contradictory statements will be there. And the mind is resisting. And so just hang on. It'll come like that. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagati samyami Yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehi. When human beings see brightness, he sees darkness. When they see darkness, he sees light. What kind of statement is that? That means what? He has some problem with his vision or what? Jnani is one he needs help. Jnani only needs help, in my opinion. So we can't, we have to. Acharya Mukhat. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Vaidya. Any other questions? Text messages.
So Jaykumarji, one thing briefly I wanted to mention. I think this was in the March 5th class, 5th in US, so it will be the 6th in India. You had talked about what are the 6 things which are anadis, and then you had also said that of these 6, except for Ishvara and Chit, the other 4, they are all Antavat. Only Ishvara and Chit are Sanatana. Just to complete the reinforcement of that.
So, Sadanadayaha, but not Shadanantaha. Okay. So, Jiva and Isha, Ishvara and Chit. So, Ananta.
Chit.
Then Jivatvam, Avidyatvam, Bheda, all these things will go away with Jnana. Only 2 of them are Anantaha. So, yeah, when you said that 3 weeks ago we had a class, so we forget all those. 3 weeks ago is a very long time, Vaidya. Don't ask me questions from 3 weeks ago. This class, take and ask questions.
It's notes. My notes saved me.
Imagine the teacher saying, 3 weeks ago, wait. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago is a long time. I also need notes, So, yeah, some things, the memory is, has its limitations. And but there are certain things we should not forget. like the guy who asked the Acharya, Vyakhyanakara, he asked, I understood Ramayana was a very great story, a very good, but only one question I have. Who is Ravana and who is Rama? That is the only question I have. Anyway, so, all right, we'll pause with that.
Jaykumarji has some unrelated questions unrelated to this class, but general. So we talk a lot about Vijnanam, right? You say Visesha Jnanam. What is Prajnana? How would you describe that, Prajnana?
Yeah, these words are all to be interpreted depending on the context. Jnanam. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. Just the word jnanam is there. Okay? And says there is nothing more sacred than jnanam. That's all. Just the word jnanam is there. And so there, atma jnanam, brahma jnanam. There is a way to interpret that word jnanam. But elsewhere, jnanam, teham, savijnanam, pravaksham sheshataha, like that. There is one shloka begins in one of the chapters, right? You look at which chapter is it? 7th maybe or 8th, 9th, something like that. Jnanam teham savijnanam, he says. I will give you jnanam and then savijnanam also. Right? What is this? Savijnanam. Vijnanena saha. So there you have to interpret this word jnanam, vijnanam, etc. So jnanam then can become interpreted. What can that jnanam be? Vijnanam is vishesha jnanam. So that you can take to Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya. Vishesha Jnana, Visheshataha, Mahavakya Padesha, I will give you. Then what about Jnanam? Everything else is Jnanam. You can bring any, depending on the context. We can say Karma Yoga can be Jnanam. Okay. You can say the idea of creation, Srishti, Sriti, Laya. How do you understand it? That also can be Jnanam. Because anything other than Brahma Vidya, you can bring anything there. Okay. And Prajnanam, you said Prajnanam. Same thing. Prajnanam does not have a fixed meaning, Bhagya. These words
Yeah,
don't
so,
have.
so this was also in that Brahmajnana Vali Mala, right? I was looking at it with Anuradha ji, so we had this
Yes.
question.
Yes.
I'll read that verse. Prajnana ghana evaham, vijnana ghana evacha, akartaham abhoktaham, ahameva aham avyayah. So in this context, we know what vijnanam is, right? We talk about it a lot in our class, but prajnanam, I was wondering, prajnana ghana evaham.
Yeah. So that Choka is making it a little more difficult for us to interpret, because Vijnanam and Prajnanam can mean the same thing, often means the same thing. But here, Acharya has decided to put both of them in the same line also. Okay. So I need to look at the meaning of the shloka. I need to say how Acharya has defined it.
Okay.
Jnana Ghanam. Because in Mandukya also there is a Prajnana Ghanam, right? So, what is that?
Seventh sloka. Seventh sloka of Mandukya.
Correct. So,
and there he says na prajnanaghanam.
Pragyam na bahish pragyam, nabhayata pragyam, na prajnanagram, na pragyam, na pragyam, etc. It goes like that. Okay. And so, prajnana ghanam. There, prajnana ghanam means to say that there is nothing but consciousness. Nothing but consciousness. Because I see so many things and everything is different. And there the Shastra is saying there is nothing but a dense Ganam. Ganam means even though you see many things, liquid, solids, gases, everything you see, and then emotions, everything all different. Everything is different. Very different. Nature is different. Hot, cold, everything is there. But it's all one mass of consciousness. How do you translate the word Ghana? I see different translations. One big solid mass of consciousness. That is what it is. It says Prajnana Ganam. So here, Vijnana Ganam, I need to look up. I really don't know how to. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So very interesting. He puts both in the same line.
Yeah, both in the same.
Is there anybody's commentary? Any Swamiji has given a commentary on that or something?
There are translations.
In the seventh mantra, the way Paramarthanandaji says that when you say na pragyana ghanam, meaning not in nirvikalpa samadhi, like not, because he says nanta pragyam, na bahish pragyam, nobhayata pragyam, na pragyana ghanam, meaning like not in deep sleep. So that's what he meant by that on the seventh mantra.
Correct. And what about here? I was asking about this particular.
Okay, I'll read the translation I have. I don't know where this translation comes from. It's just from Sanskrit documents. It says, I'm a mass of awareness and of consciousness. Prajnana ghana evaham, vijnana ghana evacha. I'm a mass of awareness and of consciousness. So prajnana is awareness.
And we are not happy about the translation.
Yeah, see, awareness and consciousness are identical as far as we are concerned. So we don't know. We need to look up our sampradaya, what they say.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. If I find out, I'll let you know.
Thank you, Jaykumarji. And then we were also looking at the Pratasmarana mantras. This is more a grammar question. I hope, if somebody else has questions related to the to Bhagavad Gita, I'll let them go first, but
No,
so
go ahead.
very-
Bhagya, go ahead.
So this one, the second one, Pratar Bhajami Manasa Vachasama Gamyam Vacho Vibhanti Nikhila Yadanugrahena, right? We were trying to do the Anvaya for this. And we were trying to understand why is Nikhila, right? So it's Strilinga, it's in the Strilinga form. Nikhila.
So, Pratar Bhajami.
Manasa Vachasam Agamyam. And that also, Manasa Vachasam Agamyam. It's not Vachasam.
Marami Hridi Samspuradatma Tattvam Satchitsukam Paramahamsa Gatim Turiyam Yat Swapna Jagara Sushuptama Vaiti Nityam Tadhamma Nishkalamaham Nachabhuta Sangaha Pratar Bhajami Manasa Vachamagamyam.
Vacho.
Vibhanti Nikhila Yadanugrahena.
Okay, Vachasam Agamyam. Vachasam Agamyam. Correct.
Vachasam. Yeah.
Vachasam Agamyam.
And why is it Vachasam Agamyam, whereas it is Manasa?
It's okay.
Right?
Shashti also is okay. Vachasam Agamyam. It is not, it is not to be grasped by yeah, Vachasam is Shashti, Bahuvachanam.
Yeah, Shashti Bahuvachanam. But Manasa is Tritiya, so.
Yeah, Shashti. So Karna might be there. 1 second. Let me get that.
So does it mean like by mind, the words?
Yeah,
Like,
but if it is by words, shouldn't it be
no, by mind,
Vachobihi,
Manasa.
right? Yeah, Manasa is clear. Manasa is clear. But why is it
It's not
Vachasam instead of Vachobihi, or why isn't Tritiya being used there as well? Was the question.
Yeah, so your
Why-
question is why is Tritiya not used for Vachasa?
That's why.
Yeah, right. Shashti is okay. Shashti is not wrong. See, it is saying it is not. Shashti, suppose you use for Manaha, how will it work?
Manasa.
Manasa, is it Manasa?
Manasaha Agamyam. Manasaha Agamyam. Correct?
Oh,
Am I-
yeah, because it is Ekavachanam.
நான் சொன்னேன் முன்னாடியே கொடுக்கலன்னா அவனுக்கு புரியாது மனசா அகம்யம்
Yeah,
Manasa,
Manasa.
that which is the property of the mind, which is something where it cannot reach out. So Manasa Agamyam is no different from Manasa Agamyam. There's no rule you must have Tritiya there. So
Manasa though, Manasa Vachasam.
yeah, Manasa is fine. Vachasam, if it is Shashti, I need to look at that. So it is okay. Meaning wise, it's
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. And Vacho Vibhanti Nikhila Yadanugrahena. There also Vacho, isn't that Vachaha?
Correct.
Vacho Vibhanti, right? So and yeah, so isn't Vachaha Punlinga?
No, Vacha is Srilingam, I think.
Vachaha is
Yes.
Strilinga?
Vach is Srilingam. Check it out. Srilingam.
Vacha, I see, is Strilingam.
Illama.
Vacha.
Vacha, look up Vachaha. Look up Vacha. It is Srilingam. I think. Okay, Vacho Vibhanti Nikhilaha, I think.
Okay.
Nikhilaha. Check it out.
Nikhila Yadanugrahena, but
Nikhilaha Vibhanti. So it could be Nikhilaha. Visarga is there.
okay.
Vibhanti,
Okay.
So there is plural. And then Vachaha also. Vak Vacho Vachaha.
Words, right? Okay, words. It's
Vak
plural.
Vak Vacho Vachaha.
Okay, it's the plural.
So that seems we can reconcile that. What else?
I think that is easier to understand. Yeah. Okay.
So Vachasam Agamyam also is okay. Nothing wrong with that. I don't have the book, but
you.
if I find out, I'll let you know. Yeah, but I think this,
Thank you, Jayakumarji. Yeah, that explains it.
good.
Anuradhaji, did you have any more questions there? Okay. Okay.
This is where in our
Pratah, what about the prataha?
Oh, Prataha is that's an avyayam, right? Pratasmarami in Pratasmarami.
Prataha looks like an abhyaya. Correct.
Yeah.
Prataha means pratah kale. That is a meaning in this context. Pratah kale. Because it is abhyayam, it can work with any vibhakti.
Vibhakti, yeah.
Abhyayam means what? It has the same form in every vibhakti.
Right. In all the 21.
Correct. Correct.
So an avaya can be also with visarga?
Once again?
I said the avaya can be with a visarga?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh yeah, correct. Welcome to Sanskrit. Yes. Prataha.
That's where I was getting off because I thought, okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Abhitaha, Paritaha, all those are also right. Purataha.
Paritaha, Abhitaha.
So avaya mean undeclinable.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Words which have a visarga at the end also. Some of those words are sarvataha. Some of those words are all abhyaya. There are many words like that. Ataha, yataha. Therefore, because these are all abhyaya. Dime ataha bolte hain.
So then we are saying pratah kale, right? Or pratar bhajami. So it's still the same avaya?
Correct. Right. So same abhyaya, which is understood as pratah kale, in the morning time. When I wake up, I will smarami. I will remember this.
Okay.
That's another beautiful thing. Maybe someday we'll study that. Pratasmarana Stotram.
Yeah, let me ask you one more thing in that same thing. The last stanza.
Oh yeah.
The
Rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitan vai.
Yeah, is it Rajvam bhujangam iva? Because a lot of people say bhujangama iva.
Bhujangama Eva is what I thought it is.
Rajvam Bhujangama Iva Pratibhasitam Vai.
But not bhujangam iva, because it should be in Vidya Vibhakti, right? Bhujangam.
Yeah, I need to look at that.
But when we say it, it is Bhujangama Eva. That is how we say it, right?
No,
Grammatically.
I understand it as bhujangam iva.
Because we corrected. Remember when we learned it, we got corrected to Bhujangama Eva.
See, what you should do is go to Kosha, look up the word Bhujangama.
There is no bhujangama.
Okay, if you're sure there is no Bhujangama, that's a different thing. If you're not sure, check it out and see if there is a word called Bhujangamaha. If there is a word called Bhujangamaha, then you know how it works. Bhujangama Eva is correct.
There is a word bhujangama in a dictionary.
Okay. There is a word, then it's all right. Bhujangamaha Eva becomes Bhujangama. Visarga drops there.
Bhujangama is masculine, and there is, yeah, it's masculine. Serpent.
I see. Bhujangama.
There in the dictionary.
Right. So that's it. That sorts it out.
And Sanskrit.kosha, I'm not finding it, but maybe some.
There in Sanskrit dictionary though.
Yeah. That might be it, Bhagya. Look into it. And if you have any questions, let's follow up. Yeah. So how are your Sanskrit exams? Coming up shortly?
July, right?
July, okay.
July, yeah, for us, yeah.
So you are in Kamalam, no?
I'm in Kamalam.
Yeah. So, yeah, we said we are going to prepare our own question paper. We'll,
Oh my God. That'll probably be more difficult.
a lot of work for Haripriya ji,
Right. There's so much with taditas and samasas, and so many variations. It seems like you remember it when you, I mean, for a couple of weeks you'll remember, and then you go back to it, everything is jumbled up again. So
Right. Yeah. Kalamkrama. So you guys have
Give
put
an
up.
open book exam.
Uh-huh.
I wish it will be it could be an open book exam.
So it should be an open book exam.
Uma Bhagini has announced open book exam. Uma said, Alati, open book exam. And not only that, you people are preparing the questions and you people are answering your questions.
Even better.
That's an interesting concept, I think. I have to talk to Uma. How do you manage? No, it's a way, it's like this. Everybody contributes and then jumbled up and then answered. So most likely each person will answer 2 of their own questions because that's all they'll make. And then remaining questions will be others' questions. But I think in the process of making those questions, it's not easy, right? You have to think through.
Yes.
I think it's harder to prepare a question than to answer a question. I think so. My feeling is that I prepared questions also. I know how it is. And you have to have a thorough understanding before you actually prepare a question, and its difficulty level and things like that. So I think that's what, I don't know, Sapna is there in the class. I think there she is. Yeah. She may be able to give us the latest update.
Yes, Jayakumarji, I think that is the intention. It is very difficult to prepare the question paper because you need to know, right, the answer before itself. Otherwise, you cannot just put some question there. You have to solve it first and then only. So it's interesting. A couple of us have submitted, not all topics, whatever we could, and Uma Bhagini has accepted it. Her job is also hard to collate everything, and so we will say it's interesting.
Is very difficult. Like for the boards, when they ask for anesthesia boards, if they ask us some questions or something like that, if you formulate it, even the options that you give, it has to be like how you frame it, how you come up with the options. It's like, even though it's multiple choice questions, it just takes a lot of your time into thinking and formulating the questions. Like we send it sometimes, like when they ask us, but it's difficult. It's just tough.
Correct. But I think that's the process. It makes you think. Your own subject.
Yeah, it does make you, yeah. Because what are you asking? What is your purpose of asking? That's what you have to go down to. The thing is, what are you trying to get from the student? Is it your clinical thing or just data? Like, because we have to throw in some of the other data which might be related, which might not be related. They have to pick and choose that comprehension. What are you looking for from that question? What are you expecting the candidate to answer? It is, but it's a very good exercise as far as knowledge is concerned.
Correct. Very true. So adding additional data to confuse.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, because some of the data might not be needed, but you have to add it so that, like they might give importance to it and it gives a different answer then.
Definitely. Good. So Mohini ji, which class are you in?
I am not, right now not in any class. I'm sorry. It's
What?
just it's overwhelming for me, Jayakumarji. I have canceled so many classes because I was in 2 to 3 classes every day. So it's, for me, it has become overwhelming, but I will study. I promise that to myself, Jayakumarji, I told myself, it takes a lot of time. It is taking a lot of time of mine. And at this stage in my life, I'm not able to do it. Really, I'm not able to. I don't want to lie. I don't want to kid myself. So, but I will continue. That is my goal. But I will be 100% into it.
Good, good. Don't worry. We'll keep on be teaching Sanskrit. We are not going to stop.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. It helps us so much because you've
We'll,
started all this.
we'll keep waiting for you. We'll wait. We'll wait.
I will come. I will come. I have promised myself that is I have to do this, but I have to have time because I don't want to just do it like that. I tried my best, not for the lack of trying.
Right, right. Sure.
I
sure.
want to do my best. When I do this, I want to do my best.
Right. Sunita, yeah, go ahead.
I also gave up, Jayakamaji. I stopped attending the Malati classes.
Oh, you stopped Malati classes. Okay. Okay.
I attended till November, I think, and then stopped.
Whose classes were Parameshwaran or Uma?
Ajis. Uma Bhagini's.
Okay. Okay. So are you all able to follow her and everything? Is the class?
Excellent. She's
we are able to
excellent. I
follow.
have no words to describe. Very
Yeah.
nice. She goes to the basic
Very
things. She
systematic.
the
She's very
concepts so
systematic.
beautifully. Very nice. I always wish she could be a teacher for me, but unfortunately, there's no time for me. I'm not saying, not lying, but I want like more time than what I can afford now.
Right, right. Yeah, Uma Bhagini is very good and she has a very unique way of teaching. Unique way of teaching.
I love her.
I like the blackboard behind her and how she writes
Exactly.
everything.
And she will make you answer the question. She will make you derive it and she will not give up.
We'll
She
go
will
back to the
wait for
basics
us.
and ask you and build on that till you answer.
Yeah. She will wait for the answer. She'll make you derive that. Excellent, excellent. Very nice teacher. Very nice teacher.
She's also,
Yeah.
she's good. And so we have, we'll see what happens next academic year. And we may have more courses to offer, different kinds of courses to offer. We may offer things like small bits, like Sandhi, one course. Okay. Samasa, one course. That course, some 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, like that. That idea is also there. That's also a different way of learning, because this is the 1.5 year course and you have to stick through it for 1.5 years. Nothing wrong, those some of you can do it, but some of you might say, you know what, I want to catch up on Sandhi. I want to catch up on Sandhi. So let me let me just study the Sandhi portion. Everything else I'm okay with. Something like that. If you say the Sandhi course might be. Good, very nice. So happy to hear that all of you are. Now we are almost half the class is studying Sanskrit. They're all sitting and studying Sanskrit. So nice. Our Swamiji, the Vedanta classes will be there in the ashram. Morning 8 o'clock, one Vedanta class. Then we used to have another Vedanta class at 10:30 or 10 or 10:30. Okay. Then we used to have tea, and then we'll have a Sanskrit class. And then lunch, and then afterwards a chanting class will be there, Parayana. And then third Vedanta class. And the Sanskrit class was tough. And Swamiji made us work really hard. So Panini, Ashtadhyayi, they used to teach. And so it was, Swamiji really made sure we understood everything properly. And the Shastram backed by the knowledge of Sanskrit. Because eventually, we all should become teachers. That's his idea. And so teachers should know, should have a very solid background of Sanskrit. That was his idea. And so we feel very blessed about that. And
For
so,
that, we will have to come to Coimbatore and do we have to come to Coimbatore and stay with you and study like that.
yeah, we can do that also.
Yeah. Hopefully one day.
Definitely. Yeah. Good, very good. So your daughter,
Jayakuma ji, if
Mohini,
somebody, if somebody doesn't want to be a teacher, like me, do I have to be a scholar in Sanskrit, or the little I know will be all right? I know the Sandhya, because the way we did the Sanskrit class, it also took 1.5 years, but from an English book that I learned.
Right, right. No, I mean, you don't have to be a scholar in Sanskrit to appreciate and thoroughly understand Vedanta. No, but you already know some Sanskrit, so you have that background. Advanced topics are there, samasas are all there, and they don't need to know everything. Samasa, just a little few concepts. If you know, that might be enough. And but you rely on the teaching in that case. You rely more on the teaching and then go with it, go with your understanding. And yeah, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, many Swamis, they teach, and no, they don't know the type of Sanskrit we know. They don't. They just don't. Because of the same reason. Not everybody can pursue the language. At least at a young age, if we were taught, that's a different thing. 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And by then we are pretty good at Sanskrit, pretty good. Otherwise, now it has become a struggle, right? Every class is a struggle and homework is a struggle, etc. And so, absent that early, school training, school learning, it becomes now optional, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Good. So it's 8:30 here. We'll pause with that. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Thank you, Jaykumarji.
Thank you. We don't
Thank you,
need
John.